Today we are going to learn how to scan for stellate ganglion block under ultrasound. So you need the patient lying supine with the neck turned towards the opposite side. Let's get scanning. So we're using a high frequency probe. Let me just start by orienting you. So that's the medial side of the screen and this is the lateral side of the screen. And we're going to start scanning in the supraclavicular region. You see the blood vessel with the bunch of grapes appearance, which is the supraclavicular appearance of the brachial plexus. We track that proximally, and now what we see, the three lights in the middle and the anterior scalene and the middle scalene surrounding them. Now as we go up, the C7 nerve root is going downward and you will see it now going into the C7 vertebra, and that's the beach chair appearance. Now I'm focusing on the C6 nerve root, which is the one proximal to that. And as I go proximally, you can see now the C6 nerve root diving in with the anterior tubercle very nicely visible like a tower. So if I go back, you can see the C6 nerve root coming out. If I go proximally, the C6 nerve root is gone. So this is the C6 level. I know that. I can also identify that with the cricoid as it's in line with the cricoid. So at this point, I move a little medially and I will be scanning from here forward. I'll be scanning from here on only distal or below this level because we want to do the block as lower as possible between C6 and C7 or even at the C7 level. So if I relax the probe pressure, you can see the top muscle is the sternocleidomastoid. Below that, the big vessel which is collapsible is the internal jugular, and below that is the carotid. Medially located is the thyroid, and then you can see the airway in there as well. So now my focus is below the carotid and I'm going downwards and I'm trying to get the best appearance of the muscle over there, which is called the longus colli muscle, keeping the carotid in the middle of the image. So as I go downwards, let's get the best image. This is C6, we are going downwards. So this is, in this image, I can see the longus colli muscle and I can imagine where the prevertebral fascia would be, and that's the level I would want to do the block. So if I fix my probe over here, I'm sorry, my hand's coming in the middle. If I fix my probe over here, the needle will come from lateral to medial, so it will be coming from the top end of the screen where logic is written. It will be directed below the carotid, just above the longus colli muscle, but below the prevertebral fascia. Now the prevertebral fascia may be visible or not be visible. Sometimes you have to move the probe downwards and upwards to get the best image. Like this is the best image I can see. And at this point, before I put my needle in, I want to make sure that along the lateral aspect, which is this aspect, there are no nerve roots lying, and then there are no blood vessels in my trajectory. Very commonly, you will see the inferior thyroid or ascending cervical arteries over here. So you have to be very careful about that. So the aim is, as I said, deposit the local anesthetic as distally or as lower down as possible, going as close to C7 as possible and below the prevertebral fascia, but above the longus colli muscle. Again, this is not a bad image, what we've got now. So I recently read a paper where they, using a high frequency probe, the authors tried to visualize the stellate ganglion and they also classified it into different shapes. I'll share the link of the paper in the description. But what they did was they identified the carotid, and keeping that in the middle, they turned the probe into the long axis to get a long axis view of the carotid like we've got now. And then the whole idea was to look at the carotid in the long axis and the longus colli muscle below and try and identify the stellate ganglia if possible. So in this image which you're seeing now, I think what would be the stellate ganglion is a little marked out for you. Let's first get a full. That's a good long axis view. And if you notice, it's quite along the distal end, which is what you expect, C7T1 area. So it's at the lower end of the screen. And you can see the muscle below that.
They actually, as I said, describe different shapes. So it's a good article to go and read and try and scan and see if you can identify the stellate ganglion.